We're still tracking wind and rain, and we're also tracking Santa Claus himself coming up for you here in just a little bit. Now I have the latest on the Christmas Day forecast.
From a power outage at the airport to wet and windy roads, Christmas Eve travelers had a rough day around the Bluegrass. Volunteers at a Lexington church showed the spirit of the season tonight as they helped those less fortunate on this Christmas Eve.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening and Merry Christmas. First came the rain and wind, and now a big drop in temperatures. Some wild weather on this Christmas Eve. The wind causing some damage and power outages in parts of Kentucky this afternoon. We'll have more on that in just a minute. But we begin tonight with meteorologist Jim Caldwell. He has the updated holiday forecast. Good evening, Jim.
And good evening to you, Sam. We are still tracking some showers here in central Kentucky, as well as those gusty winds. They really didn't go anywhere. The only thing they did was they started to subside, so they're not quite as intense as they were earlier today, making it a little easier for Santa to get here tonight. As we look now to Defender, Kentucky's most powerful live Doppler, and we've been talking back and forth. He texted me a little earlier, kids, and he said, hey, is it raining there? I know Defender is the best radar in Kentucky. What's it showing there? I said, well, you're in pretty good shape now because we only have a few showers out there at this point, and he's getting closer. Right now, we're tracking those showers. A little bit of light rain out across parts of Bourbon County, and even more showing up in eastern Kentucky. And there you see that main batch. That's where it's located, out east. Everything else on the backside of it's going to be more of a hit and miss variety. And by early tomorrow morning, hopefully, we can get just enough cold air in here to filter in a few flakes. Not truly what we want to see for this time of year. We want to see a little more snow. Some of the wind gusts out there starting to calm down because the data that came in suggests that it was calm at the moment that it was taking the observation. But we'll still see those wind gusts through the nighttime hours. Still seeing 20 there in Mount Sterling, 27. The last report coming in from London. We'll track Santa, we'll track the showers, and maybe a flake or two coming up in the full forecast here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jim. It's not been smooth sailing for Christmas Eve travelers. This afternoon, strong winds knocked out power to thousands of people in Lexington. At one point, even Bluegrass Airport was in the dark, and wet roads led to some crashes tonight. Garrett Weimer continues our first alert weather team coverage.
From crashes to inconveniences, travelers on Christmas Eve had their share of problems. You can blame it in part on the wind. It knocked out power at the Bluegrass Airport on a busy day for flyers.
It was more bizarre than disturbing. You know, it was very, eerie to see the sky darkening and all these people wanting to get to where they're going.
Wind also blew down some utility lines and knocked out power to traffic lights. Police directed traffic at several intersections in the area. The slick roads also made things tougher on drivers.
It's really wet out there and the water's laying on the pavement. And we did see an accident on 75 that was, it looked like they had hydroplaned from the water laying so thickly on the road.
Drivers say the wind and rain are the kind of conditions that make you have to pay even more attention behind the wheel.
Nobody wants tragedy on such a wonderful holiday, It just makes things a lot tougher.
And even with the problems at the airport, travelers say folks were still showing Christmas cheer.
No screaming, no shouting. Holiday spirit, is alive and well.
In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Strong winds also causing some damage in parts of eastern Kentucky today. In Leslie County, a family says the winds pushed their home right off its foundation. A man was inside at the time. He was not injured, but family members had to help him get out of the damaged home.
And I ended up having to pry the door open with a crowbar.
What did you see when you first walked in?
Everything laid over to the side, a mess. And then I heard him holler at his daughter, and he was at the front door trying to crawl out.
Family members say they don't know how much it will cost to repair the damage to the home, but they say they're just thankful no one was hurt. Tonight, 2 young people face charges in connection to a shooting that killed a young woman and injured 3 other people. Winchester police arrested Lamont Wilkerson and Lillian Barnett. Wilkerson has been charged with murder and burglary. Barnett faces a complicity charge. Police say that last night's shooting stemmed from a home invasion. They say Barnett drove Wilkerson and 2 other men to the Summit Apartments. Police say the three men forced their way inside an apartment. Eventually, shots rang out, and police say that one of those bullets went through the floor and killed 19-year-old Amber Cottle, who was in the apartment below.
We've been trained and we know how to handle these type of investigations. Surely we don't deal with them on a regular basis like some other cities.
Police say the three other people shot are still in critical condition. They also say they're still looking for a person of interest in this case. Amber Cottle's friends and family tell us she was a great person who would not hurt anyone. The 19-year-old was a college student who lived with her boyfriend and his mother. Cottle's boyfriend says they heard gunshots in the apartment above them and tried to take cover, but police say she was hit by a bullet that came through the ceiling.
We thought she fell and she might have hurt herself, and then when I came back to look at her, the blood just kept forming. So,
family members say that Hearn Funeral Home in Stanton is planning Cottle's funeral. Tonight, we're tracking the investigation into a stabbing outside a Lexington home. It happened about 6:30 tonight along Whitney Woods Place. That's off of Hillrise Drive. Lexington police say the two men got into a fight. One stabbed the other. They say the victim was taken to UK hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. They say the suspect ran off and they're still looking for him tonight. Police think the two men likely knew each other. On this Christmas Eve, a Lexington church opening its doors to some folks who don't have a home. Tonight, volunteers at Christ Church Cathedral fed homeless men as part of the Room in the Inn program. As Jerica Insco tells us, new at 11, volunteers say they wanted to share the spirit of the season.
This Christmas Eve, not everyone has a family to go home to or a home at all. One program is doing what it can to spread some Christmas cheer to those who are less fortunate. Room in the Inn has been around for 11 years in Lexington, and not only on Christmas do they feed and shelter these 28 men in the program. More than 24 churches participate all winter long.
At the end of the year, they'll come up to us and ask us, why do you all do this? And we'll say, just simply because we love you.
On Wednesday night, Christ Church Cathedral served those men Christmas Eve dinner.
I enjoy it. I really enjoy putting my elbows next to theirs.
Some are new and others are returning to the program. It's a way to get these men off the streets, into church, and back on their feet.
That's where my heart is, seriously. They're all my brothers. I call them my homeless brothers.
Without a home, they don't have anywhere else to be on Christmas.
They all are just like you and I, thin line on what side we're on.
Nowhere to be but right here. And since it's a season of hope and giving, that's all these volunteers want to do. These guys inside also get a warm breakfast Christmas morning and a sack lunch to take with them. In Lexington, Jerica Insco, WKYT.
A lot of people are helping. 26 Lexington churches participate in giving these men all the comforts of home one night a week. Christmas Eve services underway all around the Bluegrass. This is a beautiful live look at the service at Christ Church Cathedral on Market Street in Lexington. It began just a few minutes ago. For churches that have planned services for midnight earlier tonight, Pope Francis held his annual Christmas Eve Mass at St. Peter's Basilica. Anna Matranga reports now from the Vatican.
Pope Francis celebrated Christmas with a traditional late-night Mass at St. Peter's Basilica. The faithful filled the pews while overflow crowds stood outside in St. Peter's Square. In his homily, Francis spoke of the tenderness of God's love and the need for more tenderness in the world today. He said, God's message of peace is stronger than darkness and corruption. This is the message of Christmas night.
The plight of Christian refugees is very important to Pope Francis. Earlier today, he called a group of Iraqi Christians forced to flee by Muslim militants, and he told them, I bless you, and I'm close to you.
Non-Catholics also heard his call. Jin Lu came all the way from California.
So he inspires you?
I think he has inspired many people. I mean, not only me, I think many other people as well.
Although the Mass was largely traditional, Francis put his own stamp on it. An arrangement by Mozart replaced a customary Gregorian chant, and instead of a deacon, the Pope himself carried the infant Jesus to the Nativity, then blessed the children nearby. Anna Matranga, CBS News, Vatican City.
And tomorrow, the Pope will give his annual Christmas Day message to the city and to the world. The controversial movie, The Interview, will be playing in hundreds of theaters around the country tomorrow. In 9 minutes, where you'll be able to see it in central Kentucky. And then how dozens of people showed their support for police officers in one Kentucky city on this Christmas Eve. The controversial movie, The Interview, will be shown in central Kentucky tomorrow. Sony Pictures originally had pulled the plug on the movie last week after some threats. The movie includes a plot to kill North Korea's leader. But hundreds of independent movie theaters expressed interest in showing the movie, so Sony changed its mind. The theaters of Georgetown will be among those showing The Interview tomorrow.
And they offered it to the independent theaters and the artsy theaters, and we just slid it right back into our lineup because we had never pulled it.
The managers of the Kentucky Theater in Lexington say they cannot show the movie right now because of contractual obligations, but the theater hopes to show The Interview soon. The movie is also being offered online through streaming services. Tonight, a man faces charges after they say he crashed his car, injuring a passenger. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office arrested 30-year-old Matthew Storms. He's charged with DUI and reckless driving. Deputies say Storms' car ran off Tomcat Trail yesterday afternoon and flipped over an embankment. They say Storms was driving under the influence at the time. Deputies say a woman riding in the car was seriously injured. And police in Louisiana are trying to figure out what led to a shooting today that killed a man inside a mall. It happened this afternoon just outside of New Orleans. Police say the victim had just bought something in a store when a man walked up to him and began shooting. No one else was injured. Police say they soon arrested the suspected shooter. Just days after 2 New York City police officers were shot to death, people across the country are finding ways to show their support for police. Many people gathered for a rally in Louisville this afternoon. They say their goal was to show peace instead of violence.
I think that it's wrong for police officers to be shot down in cold blood. But I also think that it's wrong when police officers use unnecessary and deadly lethal force.
Organizers of the rally asked people to put their right hand over their heart when they see an officer. In response to that, police officers were asked to put their right hand over their chest. If you didn't get around to finishing your Christmas shopping list, you're pretty much out of luck right now. Most stores around the Bluegrass closed early tonight for Christmas Eve. Fayette Mall was packed with last-minute shoppers today. The mall opened at 6 this morning and closed at 6 tonight. Some shoppers told us waiting until the last minute paid off.
Well, actually, a week ago, something that I looked at was about $20 higher than it was today. So I actually have gotten a lot of bargains today.
Fayette Mall is closed tomorrow for Christmas, but will reopen at 7 bright and early on Friday morning. Coach John Calipari and the UK basketball team spent their Christmas Eve spreading a little holiday cheer. As you can see from these Facebook pictures, they hosted a party for some very special guests at Wildcat Lodge. Among them, Maddie Blankenship, an 8-year-old Scott County girl we recently introduced you to. Maddie has a rare disease that compromises her immune system, but she doesn't dwell on being sick and has inspired people with her message of making things matter.